My name is Claire, and for 12 years I raised a boy who wasn't mine, at least not legally. But in every way that mattered, he was my son. His name is Noah, and I held him before his own mother did. I fed him, bathed him, walked the floors with him all night when he had colic, and cheered the loudest at every one of his school plays. I kissed every scraped knee, helped him with math homework, and told him every day that he was loved beyond measure. What I never expected was that the person who had abandoned him would one day return, not with an apology, not with remorse, but with legal documents demanding him back. Let me take you back to the beginning. 12 years ago, I was 27, a middle school teacher, single, living in a cozy two-bedroom apartment in Seattle. I had a peaceful life, a circle of close friends, and a younger sister named Megan, full of charm and chaos. She was 22 when she got pregnant. The father? A traveling musician she met at a music festival. He was gone before she even missed her second period. Megan never wanted to be a mom. She said it straight out during our first conversation after she found out she was pregnant. I remember her exact words. "Claire, this isn't a baby. It's a burden. I'm not built for motherhood." Still, I held her hand through every ultrasound. I was there when her morning sickness was so bad she could barely stand. And I was there the night her water broke unexpectedly during dinner at my place. I was the one who drove her to the hospital. I cut the cord. I held Noah before Megan even looked at him. She stayed for 3 days. On the morning of the fourth, she was gone. No note, no call. Just gone. The nurse walked into the room and found the bed empty. Megan had left her ID and her phone charger behind, but not a goodbye. The social worker was called, and they told me the baby would have to be placed into emergency foster care if no next of kin stepped in. I didn't even blink. I said yes. It wasn't supposed to be forever. I was just buying time. But days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. I filed for temporary guardianship. I left my job for 6 months to care for him full-time. My landlord allowed me to stay without raising rent. Friends pitched in. It was hard. God, it was hard. But Noah smiled at me when he was 5 months old and babbled "Mama Mom" before he was even a year. And that's when I knew. He didn't just need someone. He needed me. And I needed him. I legally petitioned for permanent guardianship after Megan had been missing for over a year. She never responded to any court notices. The judge granted it with ease. And just like that, Noah was mine, legally. He grew into this incredible, sensitive, silly, whip-smart little boy. He called me Mom before his second birthday. We built a life, a real stable, loving life. And then, 12 years later, Megan came back. She showed up on my doorstep like a ghost, thinner, tanner, with a fake smile and eyes that had seen too many bad decisions. I didn't recognize her at first. She said, "Hey, Claire," like we had seen each other last weekend. I was frozen. I didn't know whether to hug her or scream. I settled for neither. She looked over my shoulder and asked, "Is he home? Is Noah here?" I said no. He was at his friend Elijah's house. She nodded, then dropped the bomb. "I want him back." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because my body didn't know how else to react to the sheer audacity of it. She held up a file folder. "I've hired a lawyer. I'm his biological mother. I have a right." That word, right, rang in my ears like a gunshot. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This woman, who hadn't so much as sent a birthday card in 12 years, was now going to try and rip him away from the only home he had ever known. She said she had found herself, joined a wellness commune, detoxed from drugs, and realized she was meant to be a mother. I don't know what she saw on my face, but she stopped talking and left. No hug, no apology. Just a warning, "You'll be hearing from my attorney." I collapsed in my kitchen after she left. I cried so hard I couldn't breathe. I wasn't just afraid of losing Noah. I was enraged that she had the gall to walk in and think biology meant more than sacrifice, love, and sleepless nights. When I told Noah that evening, I kept it simple. "Your birth mom came back today." He didn't understand. "Not really," he said. "You mean you, right?" And I had to explain. And I hated every second of it. She filed a petition for custody. Her attorney claimed I had denied the child a relationship with his biological mother and had manipulated the legal process to keep him from her. I found myself in court 2 months later, sitting across from a woman who hadn't held Noah since the day he was born. The judge was fair. She asked hard questions. She listened. She asked Noah to speak privately in her chambers, and when he returned, he ran to me and held my hand. The judge saw that. Everyone did. In the end, the decision wasn't hard. Custody remained with me. Megan was granted supervised visitation if Noah wanted it. He didn't. As we walked out of the courtroom, Megan passed by us and whispered, "You stole him from me." I didn't respond. I just held Noah's hand a little tighter. You see, motherhood isn't in the DNA. It's in the diapers, the doctor visits, the late-night fevers, and the bedtime stories. It's in the 1,000 tiny moments that build a bond stronger than blood. I didn't steal Noah. I saved him. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat.